The African savanna stretches wide under a sky painted in hues of orange and pink. The sun sinking low, casting long shadows over the whispering grass. The air hums with the distant calls of birds, and a gentle wind carries the scent of dry earth and wildflowers. In this vast, untamed world, a small river cuts through the land like a silver thread, its waters gleaming under the fading light. By its banks, a young man kneels, his hands cupped in the cool current, splashing water over his sunburned face. His name is Kale, a wanderer, a dreamer, with eyes that hold the weight of 1,000 unspoken stories. His clothes are worn, his boots caked in dust from days of walking, searching for something he can't quite name. Kale's heart is heavy. He's been alone for months, moving from village to village, offering his hands to help farmers or herders, in exchange for food and shelter. But the loneliness clings to him like dust. He misses his family, lost to a fire that took his village years ago. He carries their memory in a small woven bracelet on his wrist, its colors faded but unbroken. As he sits by the river, he wonders if this endless wandering is all that's left for him. Across the river, hidden in the tall grass, a lion watches. His name is Aslan, though no human has ever called him by name. His golden mane is matted, his ribs visible beneath his scarred pelt. Once a king of the savannah, Aslan is now an outcast, driven from his pride by a younger, stronger rival. Hunger gnaws at him, and his eyes, once fierce, are clouded with exhaustion. He's come to the river to drink, but the current is stronger than it looks, swollen by recent rains. The story begins with a scream not human, but animal, raw and desperate. Kale's head snaps up. Across the river, Aslan has slipped into the water, his paws scrabbling at the muddy bank. The current is relentless, dragging him under, his massive head bobbing as he fights to stay afloat. Kale freezes, his heart pounding. He's heard stories of lions beasts that kill without mercy, but something in Aslan's eyes, wide with fear, mirrors Kale's own loneliness. He doesn't think, he acts. Kale sprints along the bank, shedding his heavy jacket, his boots slipping in the mud. The river is deep, its current a roaring beast of its own. He dives in, the cold water stealing his breath. He swims hard, arms burning, until he reaches Aslan. The lion thrashes, his claws slicing the air, but Kale grabs a fallen branch floating nearby and extends it. Aslan's jaws clamp onto it, and Kale pulls with all his strength, fighting the current to drag the lion toward the shore. They collapse on the bank, both gasping, soaked to the bone. Aslan's sides heave, his eyes locked on Kale, not with aggression, but with something else: confusion, maybe gratitude. Kale, shivering, backs away slowly, his heart racing. He's just saved a lion, a creature that could tear him apart. But Aslan doesn't move. He just watches, his wet mane plastered to his head, looking more like a lost soul than a king. The first suspense hits that night. Kale makes camp a safe distance away, under a lone acacia tree, its branches clawing at the starry sky. He builds a small fire, its crackle the only sound in the vast silence. But he feels eyes on him. Aslan hasn't left. The lion lies in the grass, just beyond the firelight, watching. Kale's hand rests on a stick, ready to defend himself. But Aslan doesn't approach. The night stretches on, tense, with Kale unable to sleep, wondering if he's made a terrible mistake. Visual: a small campfire flickering under a starry sky, a young man clutching a stick, eyes darting to a lion's silhouette in the grass, its eyes glowing faintly. By morning, Kale wakes to find Aslan closer, curled up like a giant cat, still watching. Hunger drives Kale to share his meager food, a strip of dried meat. He tosses it toward Aslan, who sniffs it cautiously before devouring it. It's a small gesture, but it shifts something between them. Aslan doesn't leave. He follows Kale. As he packs up, keeping a wary distance, his massive paws silent on the earth. Days pass, and a fragile trust forms. Kale talks to Aslan, his voice soft, filling the silence with stories of his lost family, his dreams of finding a home. Aslan listens, his ears twitching, his eyes never leaving Kale. One evening, when Kale cuts his hand on a thorn, Aslan approaches, sniffing the blood, then gently nudges Kale's hand with his nose, as if to comfort him. It's the first time. They touch, and Kale feels a warmth he hasn't known in years. But the savannah is not kind. The second suspense comes with the arrival of hunters. Kale hears their jeeps before he sees them, the roar of engines cutting through the morning calm. They're poachers, their rifles glinting in the sun, tracking Aslan's prints. Kale's heart sinks. He knows what they want: the lion's pelt, his teeth, a trophy for their greed. He urges Aslan to run, but the lion is weak, still recovering from his near drowning. Kale makes a choice. He leads Aslan into a dense thicket, hiding them both, his hand resting on the lion's flank, feeling the rapid beat of his heart. The hunters pass, but not before firing a shot into the thicket, a warning or a mistake. The bullet grazes Kale's arm, blood seeping through his sleeve. Aslan growls, low and fierce, but Kale grips his mane, whispering, "Stay, please." The lion obeys, his body trembling with restraint. They wait until the jeeps fade into the distance, but the danger lingers. Kale's wound burns. An infection is a real threat in the wild. Aslan seems to sense it, staying close, his warmth a comfort against the growing pain. If stories like this touch your heart, consider subscribing for more emotional journeys like this one. The third suspense arrives with a storm. The sky turns, black lightning splitting the heavens, rain pounding the earth. Kale's wound worsens, fever clouding his mind. He stumbles, collapsing under a rocky outcrop. Aslan paces, agitated, then lies beside him, his massive body shielding Kale from the rain. In his fevered dreams, Kale sees his family, their faces smiling, then fading. He wakes to Aslan's low rumble, the lion's head resting on his chest, as if willing him to live. Visual: a young man shivering under a rock, rain pouring down, a lion curled protectively around him, lightning flashing in the stormy sky. Kale recovers, but the bond between them deepens into something unbreakable. They move as one now, Kale's hand brushing Aslan's mane, the lion's presence a shield against the world. But the final suspense looms. One morning, they stumble upon Aslan's old pride, the new leader, a massive lion with a coal-black mane, roars a challenge. Aslan freezes, his body tense, torn between instinct and loyalty to Kale. The pride circles, their eyes hungry, sensing weakness. Kale knows Aslan can't win this fight. The rival is too strong, too young. But Aslan steps forward, his roar shaking the earth, ready to die for his place. Kale's heart breaks. He can't let Aslan face this alone. In a life-altering decision, he steps between the lions, unarmed, his voice steady but pleading. "He's not your enemy. He's mine. Let us go." The rival lunges, but Aslan leaps, taking the blow meant for Kale. The fight is brutal, claws and teeth flashing, blood staining the grass. Kale screams, helpless, as Aslan falters. But then, something shifts. The pride's females, watching from the sidelines, step forward, their growls joining Aslan's. They remember him, their old king. The rival hesitates, then backs away, outnumbered. Aslan stands, bloodied but alive, his eyes finding Kale's. The climax comes in the quiet that follows. Aslan's pride welcomes him back, their nudges and purrs, a homecoming. But Kale knows what this means. Aslan belongs here, with his family. Kale's own loneliness returns, sharp and aching, but he smiles through tears. He kneels, pressing his forehead to Aslan's, their breaths mingling. "You're home," he whispers. Aslan's eyes, golden and deep, seem to understand. The lion nuzzles him one last time, then turns to join his pride. Kale walks away, the savannah stretching before him, his heart full and broken all at once. He's lost Aslan, but he's found something else, a reason to keep going, to carry their story forward. The bracelet on his wrist feels lighter now, a reminder that love, even fleeting, leaves a mark. Not all friendships need words. Some are written in the dust of the savannah, in paw prints beside human footsteps. Thank you for watching till the end. If this story moved you, we'd be honored to have your support.